Welcome to Find It this Wednesday evening. I'm so glad you're here. I'm glad I'm here. And my guest is also here in the back room. And he is a powerful human being. I have enjoyed talking to him in the back room, waiting to go live. You guys, he's great. He's been a school teacher, a coach, an assistant, a principal. He's a new author. He also started his own business. So he's a businessman, and faith runs deep in his veins. And he's going to share a little bit about his life and about what he knows in this life that he has lived. And he's going to empower us with his words today. I can't wait. And so with that, let's play his intro, and Jeremy Ruffin will be right back with us. Hello, Jeremy. Welcome to the show.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. We still have some music in the background for whatever reason. Jeremy, welcome to the show.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. We still have some music in the background for whatever reason. Jeremy, welcome to the show.
Hey, how are you?
Can so we're going to figure this out. How do we stop this from happening?
You have to unmute him. He's going to have to shut off his phone. It's feedback on his end.
Okay, Jeremy, shut off your phone. Maybe that's it.
You have to unmute him. He's going to have to shut off his phone. It's feedback on his end.
Okay, Jeremy, shut off your phone.
Shutting off my phone.
Or just mute it or whatever. This is really strange. This has never happened before. Hang tight, everybody. Don't leave us. We have some powerful words coming to you. This is really strange. This has never happened before. I don't know.
I'm going to lift him up and take him out. I'll be right back.
Okay, guys. Okay. Are we doing this?
You know what? He might have two windows open. Close, not the current one you're in, but the plus sign. If you have another website there, close that window. Two windows open.
Oh, that's what it was, because we brought you in and out.
Yep.
We brought you in and out before the show. So here we are. Okay. Here we go. Take two. All right. All right. Jeremy, thank you for being here. I'm so excited for you to tell your story and to empower us with your words of wisdom and grace. I know that I've read a little bit about you, and I have a lot more to learn along with this audience. So first of all, I can't help but bring this up in the beginning. When I read that you were adopted at 6 months old, I was very interested to find out, did you ever meet your birth parents?
First off, thank you for having me on. It's phenomenal. I'm excited. You know, I love speaking. I love encouraging people. So this is great. So no, I actually did reach out. The first 6 months of my life, I was in foster care with Mr. and Mrs. Porter. I love them to death. I call them Mom and Dad Porter. And then I was adopted after that. But no, I did not. I reached out to my biological family, but I did not find them. They did not want to communicate, which is fine. You know, not every door needs to be open. And I'm so thankful for the people that are in my life now. So.
Well, that doesn't surprise me that you just said that. And that's a beautiful way of looking at it. And that, and from what I've read, you had your adoptive parents. They really are your parents. They've raised you. They gave you a great life, and you're able to go to a Christian school growing up. Is that correct?
I did. Yes. I went to a Christian academy from Pensacola Christian from K4, really to my master's degree, which was amazing. But you know what? People say, man, how in the world did you do that? Man, I had great balance. That's the big word that I try to tell people is you've got to have balance. You've got to be able to walk into different rooms, still be who you are, but still impact people's lives. So I'm so grateful for my education, for my family. But none of that matters unless you are, you know, just being kind to folks, loving people, just doing to them what you would want. So I'm grateful for it.
Yeah. So balance. That's funny. You're talking about that. That's been a huge word for me lately. It should be in our vocabulary all the time for all of us. But balance really is, I mean, being able to have everything in your life, not one thing overwhelming the other, you know, and balancing. So that's great that you brought that up. Did you enjoy going to a Christian school? You appreciate
know,
it more now than you did?
you know what? I actually did. You know, a lot of people will ask me and they want stories. How in the world did you make it? How did this go on? Listen, um, I keep saying the word balance, but yes, I went there. But my dad was a pastor. A lot of my friends went there from K4 to 8th grade and went to other schools. So I wasn't just at the school. There was my hands were in different things. You were able to be in the community. So
Yeah.
you weren't just locked into one area. So it was great. It gave me a great foundation. Nothing is perfect. There's always things that can be changed, but it was a great foundation, which has helped me every step along the way. I liken it to like a tool belt, right?
Mhm.
Everything that you do in life, you put it in your tool belt. So from when you're young to wherever old you are now, everything that you do, you put that tool in your tool belt. And I've just had a lot of tools. I don't know if I'm using them right, but got a lot of tools in the belt.
You've got tools. If somebody needs a tool, there you go.
There you
Just, you know
go.
what? Just don't be a tool, right?
There you go.
You
Use
can
it,
have
but don't be one.
Don't be one. You can use them, just don't be one. So,
Yeah.
you are doing public speaking. You have written a book. You have opened your own business. You have a website. You have been an assistant principal. You have been a coach. What do you want to talk about first, Jeremy? You got a lot of tools in your belt.
I don't know. You tell me. What do you want to talk about first? But
Let's talk about your experience as a coach, because I could see
yeah.
you just feeling your energy even through the screen. I feel like you would be a great encourager and a coach. How did that work out for you?
Well, you got to ask my players if I was a good coach. Some of them might tell you, you don't want to get on Coach Ruffin bad side. You better box out and play defense and be in the help side. Okay, he might get on to you. No. My dad was my coach from up, young all the way up to middle school. I always wanted to be a basketball coach. If you ask my dad right now what I used to say I wanted to be, I used to want to be a Division I basketball coach, like John Calipari, University of Kentucky, because I'm a huge basketball fan, whatnot, right?
Yeah.
So I graduated. I played college basketball. As soon as I finished playing, I coached 4 years of college basketball and loved it. Got to travel, got to go to the Philippines, do lots of great things, through basketball, through the game.
Yeah.
Eventually became the head coach at Escambia High School in Pensacola Christian Academy, went to Milton High School and coached. So I've had some different places to coach, but no matter where you go, there you go. Let that thing sink in a little bit. Wherever you go, there you go. So it shouldn't matter where I'm coaching and where I've been. You want to impact people's lives. I just had one of my players and he canceled on me, and I hope he's watching this. But we were supposed to do breakfast Monday morning, but that's an impact. He texted me out of the blue. I ain't going to say his name, but he texted me out of the blue and said, Coach, I miss you. Let's do breakfast. I need to catch up. Some things are going on in my life. Right there told me that I might have been successful as a basketball coach. It ain't had nothing to do with wins and losses, but I always tell my players, I will be your coach for life. So the fact that he could still reach out to me 5 or 6 years later after graduation, man, DB, that meant a lot to me. So whether I'm a good basketball coach, I don't know. But
well, you know what though? For every one person who does reach out and wants to see you or a thank you or whatever, there's like so many more who think it, but just don't put the action behind it. So I think that's a success story right there. That answers my question. I think you've been an amazing coach, and you kind of coach now, but not basketball. It's more in life.
Yeah. So, I mean, just encouraging people, as a basketball coach, you've gone through some things as a player.
Yeah.
So you try to teach your players some things that you've learned, maybe some things to do and not to do. The fundamentals of basketball never change, no matter whether you're playing in kindergarten or like I've trained kids that are going to go play overseas. If you can't dribble and if you can't shoot, you can't play. I don't care what level of basketball it is, right? So now you take that into me coaching people in life. Some fundamentals don't change. You don't work, you don't eat. You don't do what's right. Some things don't work out. I'm a motivational speaker, but motivation gets you started. Discipline is what keeps you going. So, you know what? I want to help people no matter what. And I hope I'm coaching people in the right way here in this time of my life.
Well, I think that you are, because you're passionate about it and you're doing it for all the right reasons. And you also mentioned that, you went to Christian school. Your father was a pastor. I want to ask you about kids of pastors. Did you like it at the time when you were a kid? Or did you feel like there was a lot of eyes on you, making sure you toted the line because your father was a pastor? What was your experience with that?
I can remember very clearly telling my dad, man, I don't like the fact that you're a pastor because I just can't be me. But what did I want to be? I wanted to cut up.
Yeah.
That's really what the problem was. And
Yeah.
when they say pastors' kids are the worst ones, there might be a little truth to something. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But
Okay.
no, we know when to do and when to say what we need to say and when you do. Sometimes you need to know when to close your mouth. Sometimes, you know, it ain't being two-faced, but you better know how to be certain places at certain places and
Yeah.
certain things. So, but being a pastor's son, man, I loved it as I got older because I saw my dad helping people.
Yeah.
And once you see your parents practicing what they preach,
Ooh.
it ain't about really your relationship with the Lord. Yes, that's so important, but your relationship with the Lord can be messed up if you don't see someone practicing. So when I saw my dad say, Jeremy, I love people and it hurts my heart when people hurt, that meant something to me. When I knew my parents might have not had something, but they prayed and then that thing came, that's what helped me grow my faith. So man, listen, when I tell you I love my parents, and I love the fact that they practiced and they love people in their church. I mean, it was great. And I wasn't always a perfect pastor's son. I can tell you that right now. But we loved people. We tried to help people. And man, I'm grateful that I was able to be in that capacity.
Wow, what a gift that you were to them when they adopted you. Think about that. And the fact that you just said you can really say this, practice what you preach.
Yeah.
It holds a little extra weight in your family, but being able, that's so true, because I read a book when I was raising my kid, when my kids were really small, and it was children are what they live. So that just simply means you can tell your kids all day long to do this the right way and do that. But if they don't see you in your life doing it, they're going to follow the lead on your actions, not your words.
Yeah.
So practice
Yeah.
what you preach. Can I get a? Can I get a?
Go ahead with it. Go ahead with it. Go ahead with it. You know what they say? They say, parents, don't be scared that your kids see or I think it's like hear everything you say. Be more concerned that they see everything that you do. So yeah,
Oh,
they can hear, but they're watching. I'm just telling you, I would go home and watch my parents. I don't care what you saying out in public. Let me see what you're really doing.
yep.
And I think that just goes to so many things in life. So
That's amazing. So, Jeremy, do you have any interest in being a pastor?
you know what? I've gotten that question since I was young until now when I go speak. And I don't, you know, I speak in different types of atmospheres. So it ain't just in church. It could be in a business. It could be in a sports setting. I love what I do now. I don't know that the Lord has called me to be a pastor, but I love being able to go and speak at different places. I'm not tied to a church.
Yeah.
I'm not tied. I can go different places and speak. Hello, Miss Benson.
Yeah.
So I enjoy that. And if the Lord calls me to be a pastor one day, hey, great, I would do it. But I love being able to go and speak at different places and encourage different people.
Well, that's beautifully said, and I can see that with you. You are a lot of things, you know, you can get a lot of extra people into faith, or at least thinking about it, outside of church. You know,
Yeah.
the people who are already in the church are seeking that. And
Yeah.
when you go speak other places, that's maybe where your calling is to
Yeah.
lead the way to bring people to church, not necessarily
Absolutely.
from the, you know, altar.
Yeah.
So what I'm excited to hear about all the stuff. First of all, congratulations on the new baby on the way.
Yes. Thank you.
And it's going to
Thank
be a
you.
boy. Is that right?
It's gonna be a boy. We're excited. All my friends are telling me now, get some sleep now, bruh, because you ain't finna sleep soon.
You better rest up. Yeah. Your days of 90-night time and, you know, easy, breezy sleep is going to be over very soon. But, you know, you never know. He may be a good little baby and sleep all night. But I would I would probably say you're going to be tired.
Well,
Let's say that.
I'm gonna claim the fact that maybe he'll take after his dad and be a peaceful, great baby, and he'll sleep. So I hope so. I hope he'll get that part of it. Maybe, I don't know. You can't control those things, but
Well, another thing that I loved that I read about you is the fact that you are married to a woman who had a child prior to you, and you love that child as your own. And that speaks volumes to me, you as a person. But hey, you were adopted yourself. So
so sorry, I gotta jump in. I just saw my mother-in-law, Sonia McKenzie Day. What up, Mama D? That's my mother-in-law. I love her. There she go. Hello, hello. I'm about
hello,
to talk
Mama
about
D.
your daughter right now. She is, when I tell you, I don't think I learned my wife's favorite color till like 2 months into talking to her. I ain't care about her favorite color. Do you love the Lord? Do you go to church? And are you crazy? No, I'm just kidding.
Are you cuckoo?
But I'm telling you, listen, well, I don't know if I should say it. Well, you're going to have to bring me back. But this is what I'm telling you. Too many people look at relationships and look for the wrong things. And I'm telling you right now, you have to have him as the center of your relationship or it will not work. So I'm just telling you, I'm so blessed. That is what brought us together. That's what's keeping us together. Neither one of us are perfect. I know I'm not perfect, but I've got a great mother-in-law. I've got great support, and they're going to laugh at me when I try to change diapers for the first time.
Oh, that'll be fun. Yeah. Come on, Coach Ruffin.
Let's do it, baby. Let's do it.
Yeah. So I love the fact that you've used your last name in a very clever way for your business, that you do other things. So you have a business, but you also are you a pharmaceutical rep?
Yes, I just started a couple of months ago. Yes.
Okay. How's that going for you?
I'm learning every day, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, but I'm learning every day.
Okay. So what about, so you take your name Ruffin and it's like rough path. Why did you call it Rough Path?
Well, I was thinking about a name, and actually my mother-in-law was like, why don't you call her Rough Riders?
Rough
I was
Rider.
like, nah, I don't know about that. I don't know if they're ready for them Rough Riders. But I started thinking, DB, I'm like, what are the things that people need to have in life, whether I'm speaking in a church, a basketball setting, or a business? What are the things that people need? And I said, doggone it, I got it. Rough, resilient, urgent, focused, and faithful. If you can be those four things, I don't care where you are. I don't care if you're a millionaire. I don't care if you want to become I don't care if you're a dad, a mom, a school teacher. I don't care what profession you're in. If you can have those four things every day, I believe you'll be successful. So that's how we came up with Rough Path. Let Rough Path there it is, this side. Let Rough Path not only help you find, but stay on what is it, DB?
On the right,
the right path, baby. You got it. You got it.
Well, wait a minute. Let's go back, reverse, right? Okay. The acronym that you've created for the first part of your name, which is Rough, RUFF. Say that again. R is for
resilient. U is for urgent. F is for focused. And the second F is for faithful. Most people don't want to be resilient. They get punched in the mouth and, oh my gosh, I got punched. No, man, get up. Like, don't nobody care you got punched. Be resilient. If you showing up a lot of times is half the issue. Be resilient. Have the same energy when you fail as when you succeed. Be urgent. Remember what you said about being on time to this call?
Yes.
Being urgent sets you what? Sets you apart. So be urgent. Have some urgency. If you want to do something, be urgent about it. It will set you apart. Be focused. So many people got this thing right here, what you said was messing us up, that doggone cell phone, and can't stay locked in. You got to stay focused on what you're trying to do and then be faithful, be consistent. The best ability is not availability. The best ability is consistency. Stay faithful every day, show up and do your work. And I believe it'll come through.
That's awesome. I love that. And then that'll lead you to the right path. It doesn't always have, yeah. And you're rough. It does need to be rough with that acronym, but we don't want the ROUGH rough path. We want the RUFF path. That's what we want. I love it.
Listen,
I'm loving this.
Sometimes life will get you on that rough path, ROUGH. But that's part of what I talk about. Where's that thing at? That's part of what I talk about. Is that actually happening? And not what happens if, what happens when you get in a rough patch, or what happens when things go wrong. And we'll talk about that at the end, hopefully.
Well, I do. Yeah. So, and that's fine, because this is your show. I want to highlight you. So we're going to go with your theme, but it kind of does, it's a segue to, have you had a rough time, ROUGH time, that you've had to endure and use your, resilience to come out of? And can you share that with us?
Yeah, I won't get too detailed, but I went through divorce, and it was hard.
Yeah.
And that right there, listen, I don't care who you are, I don't care what it is, but you don't ever get married to get divorced. That just ain't the reason that you get married, or it shouldn't be the reason. And I'm talking about, soul crushing. Not only, DB, did I go through that, that was the same time I reached out to my biological family. So you're talking about being hurt from that, from a marriage, but also being hurt from biologically your family not wanting to be with you. Man, that hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You talking about, I don't care how big and strong, whatever you think, what down, man. You want to see a grown man get to his knees, get rejected, and see how you feel.
Yeah, rejection is.
Oh man, it's horrible. So I don't ever go to people and try to beat the Bible across their head. But if you're listening to me tonight, Proverbs 3:5-7 is what got me through difficult times in my life. And this is my life verse. Trust in the Lord with all, not some, all thine heart, and lean not into thine own understanding.
Oh, Proverbs on the back of the truck. Proverbs.
She got it. She got it. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. Be not wise in thine own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. I ain't coming here to preach, DB, but I'm telling you,
so
you were gonna have it.
Now, wait a minute. So the obviously, that. Now, when you were going through all of that, that scripture really spoke to you, of all the scripture that you clearly know. You were raised in church. Your dad is a pastor. Is he still pastoring?
He's not still pastoring. He speaks a lot, but he's not still pastoring.
Gotcha. What is it in that scripture that really, when you read it or you recited it, did it for you?
The first word, trust.
Okay.
You can't have you can't have a relationship with people if you don't have trust, number one. So imagine trying to have a relationship with the Lord if you don't trust him. A lot of times we want to say, man, I can't believe so-and-so happened. But a lot of things that we get in trouble with in our life, we bring on ourselves. Mm-hmm. And I can tell you very clearly, there were some things that I did not necessarily do right in my life. So I had to trust the Lord through some difficult times. Trust the Lord, not with some of your heart, with all thine heart. And I really had to lean on him in everything that I had to do. And I'm telling you, I was broken, but I'm telling you, he made me whole. He got me back 100% complete. And I'm telling you, if there's people out there who are struggling with something, call me, message me, write me. I'm not telling you that it's going to be easy, but I'm telling you it can get better if you trust him, and he will do amazing things in your life. DB, I'm done, because if you start getting me talking about that, baby, I told you I started preaching. So we ain't got that much time for that.
I also said before the show, whatever you feel called to say and share with us, what did I say?
Yeah, you got to share it.
Do it. That's what it's about. It needs to be authentic. Right. Our conversation is just flowing. We're just going from whatever to whatever. And
it's been good.
I love it that way. So, Terry Reed McCluskey, praise report.
Come on, Terry.
Sure. Preach it. Oh my gosh, Terry. I can hear her saying that. God love her. Thank you for being here. Everyone that's, I saw my daughter was even watching, and Robert Bruker and Sean Benson. And anyway, a lot of people, I'll check it out in a little bit. I don't want to not get focused, take focus away from, the last F of rough path is focus, Debbie. I try not to read all until Lynn puts them up on the screen, because I don't want to take away time from you. But so that's amazing. So with the rough path, and the website is along the bottom right now, so you guys can go check him out. Yes. And with that company, with your you speak, you do all kinds of engagements. I saw you even have, that's my sister.
Come on, Victoria, you better tell somebody. Oh, I'm gonna tell them, all right.
She's even on vacation in Siesta Key, and she's watching. God love you. So, what all do you do? I mean, I saw merchandise, like you have T-shirts, and you have like, you're repping it, the rough path. Like I'm probably going to have to get me a shirt. That.
You got it. We'll get you a
screen
shirt.
Prints. I'm all about that.
There you
go. You sell merchandise. You got merch on there. you can also go on your website and like book you to speak. Is that correct?
That's correct. And I would, it's so interesting you say that because, I'll speak in so many different types of environments. And that's what I was talking about with balance. Can't go into a business and start beating people across the head with the Bible. It don't work like that. However, they'll leave knowing something's different about this dude. And if you say, man, he's done something great in my life, and if you don't know who he is, come talk to me later. There's things and ways you can go about that. So yes, if you want to get me to come speak for an event, I would love to come speak. Go to roughpath.com. You can email me, jruff1212@gmail.com. Find me on Facebook, Instagram. Go on and purchase a book. Book me, whatever you want to do.
Buy a book or book me. Those are your options. Wait a minute. I don't even have your book. Isn't this awful that I don't have your book? I need to get it. Do you have it with you and you can hold it up? Tell me what it's about.
I don't have it with me. I should have brought it with me, right, to show up. That wasn't good, right? I should have brought my book.
Well, what is it? Tell me about your book.
So a guy randomly reached out to me on LinkedIn and said, man, you're doing some great stuff, man. You got to write a book. Write a book, man. I ain't finna write no book. I ain't got time to write no book, man. Long story short, he said, go on your social media. You have tons of quotes.
Yes.
So I'm a quotes person, right?
Yeah.
Somebody just sent me something on Instagram about coaches loving quotes. I love quotes. Don't give me a big 200-page book. My brain don't work. Like, I ain't gonna sit down and read no 200-page book, but give me some quotes and I'll use those, right? So I have Rough Path book of quotes, things that I have said, things that other people have said, and I've expounded on what those quotes mean. So I'm telling you, like, you can take a little nugget of a quote and you can speak a whole message, or you can go do a whole motivational speak on one of those things. And I've done that, and I'll share one a little bit later, but I think it's dynamic and it's helped several people, and I'm grateful that it's helped people.
Yeah. And, Jeremy, I agree with, everyone has their own genres of books that they like. And some people are avid readers and love to just really delve into a real meaty book. And then sometimes that same reader might just not have time, but want to pick up something and just read one little page and set it down and be done with it. And my book actually is a just pick it up and read a page or not. You don't have to read the whole thing to get the message. So I get that. And I appreciate that. That was a great idea. And so, see, that's kind of cool that someone reached out to you and gave you this idea based on the messages that you've been and your good, kind deeds that you're doing. And then you did it. You put action behind it. Yeah. So that's amazing. When did you publish it?
April, let's see, what is this? June, April, June, March,
so
January, February, March, April. What was that?
So just a few months.
Just a few months ago. Yep. I had my first book signing about a month or two ago. And then I had a second book signing. So it's just been great. I mean, someone just bought 8 books the other day.
Okay.
And then they bought them and they've been giving them to other people. They bought them for, their sons, but they said, man, this book is great. It's powerful. It's short. It's dynamic. I'm going to give them to people as I feel need and feel led to. So go to roughpath.com and order a book. I'd love to.
Is it on any other platforms? Is the book only available on roughpath.com?
It's available on roughpath.com. And if you're on social media, you can go on my website there. There's links on there. You can go get the book. And I love for you to not just schedule me to come speak, but purchase a book as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I will definitely do that. And I do like books like that those are great gifts.
Yes.
Those are really great gifts. And then you can just sign the front to your friend or loved one or whatever. And there's reasons for that. Can you give me an example of one of the quotes in your book that's one of your favorites and why?
I don't know if it's in the book or not. I can't remember off the top of my head, but this is one of my favorite quotes, Maya Angelou.
Oh, I love her.
When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time.
Yes.
A lot of times, and this is how I am, I'm good. I like to see the good in people, but sometimes you have to realize when somebody keeps showing me something, I might need to listen and I might need to show that ain't the person. All right, so let me give you an example, DB. What if I knew you were a thief or a robber, and I left my car sitting next to you with the keys in it? Well, whose fault is that? Somebody would say, well, she stole your car. That's not right. Nah, fool, that's my problem because I knew you were a thief and I left my car. So we can't blame. When somebody shows you who they are, you better believe them because it won't be on you. It won't be on them. It'll be on you. So that's helped me a lot to have discernment and
Yeah.
just to know how to stay focused with certain things.
Oh, that is awesome. That's
Yeah.
really good advice too, because we're always ready to point the finger at someone else and their
Yeah.
shortcomings. But if you know what they are,
Yeah. It's not on
beware,
them.
right?
It's not
Yeah.
on them.
That's funny. So, well, what I want you to talk a little bit more about what you're doing now. I mean, we're right
Yes.
at the 30-minute mark, but I want you to talk about you're in this new job, you're in a new role, you're going to have a new baby. You have so many moving parts in your life right now. So, how's that going, your new job?
It's going well. I'm learning a little bit every day. I shouldn't say a little bit. I'm learning a lot every day. And it wasn't easy because you came from coaching and speaking and teaching where I'm comfortable to a whole new role where it's like, ooh, I don't know what's left or right, up or down. Lord have mercy. What
Uh-huh.
is going on? But in order for a rubber band, you can't see it, but in order for a rubber band to fit on your arm, you have to what? You got to
Stretch
stretch
it.
it. In order for something to be molded on your wrist, it must be stretched. That's the only way. And a lot of people, LeBron James, I mean, Michael Jordan's the greatest basketball player ever, but LeBron James, and I know you don't want to hear that because you're from Ohio, but whatever. LeBron James said, be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people like that. A lot of people want to stay comfortable. You don't grow being comfortable. And so this has allowed me to grow. Listen, DB, I've grown so much and I'm so grateful.
Oh, wow. This is some really good nuggets you're dropping on us today. Let me tell you, Jeremy. And my sister, if she's still watching, she is a huge LeBron James fan. So she's just probably happy you mentioned him. So you're cool.
All right. I'm sorry, sister, but I mean, it's the real 23. Hey, we still wear J's, baby. If everybody's wearing Michael Jordan's shoe, he's got to be the best player of all time, right?
Or he just has good merchandise. I don't know.
Always got good merchandise. Yeah. And
I
he's
don't
got.
know. Yeah. Well, my sister and I have gone to a couple of LeBron James's when he was still in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And then we went to Cleveland to watch him when he was with Miami, but he was playing in Cleveland. And my sister got us all the garb for Miami. And my dad said, that's a bad idea. You don't go into Cleveland with the Miami stuff on. And we're like, oh, she still wore it. But I did what my dad said. And I wore neutral clothes. But anyway, what else in your life do you want to share with us? But I'm going to ask you the question I ask every other guest. But before I do that, what else would you like to share with us that's on your heart today, Jeremy?
Well, we were talking a little bit earlier, and failure, man. Nobody likes to fail.
Mm-hmm.
Failure is not fun. I mean, shoot, we failed this on the call. I didn't know to have that thing, my whatever was up. I mean, I didn't know that we failed, but you got to keep going. You got to keep going. So I always tell people, I don't know, is this what you want me to tell you? Is this the last thing? This last thing we want to talk about?
No, I'm going to ask you the question. This isn't the end. I just want you brought this up, the failure thing, and I already forgot that we had a boogered up beginning. I mean, really. I mean, I'm enjoying this so much, and yeah, the beginning was off, and if we can consider that a failure, a little bleep mess up. But you know what? You recovered very well. We're having a blast. Your messages are being delivered, and the people who are here listening to it and will in the future are the ones that are meant to hear the message. So it's all good.
And you know what? A lot of times what you said is people move on and forget it. But you also got to remember, too, you got to fail a little bit to learn some things.
Yes.
And it's how you move forward. And you got to have the same energy moving forward when you fail as when you succeed.
Ooh, that's
a lot
tough.
of people don't do that. And that's very tough.
That's rough.
Yeah, that's rough. ROUGH. That was real rough.
Real rough stuff, right?
But you got to do it because you never know who's expecting you. And let me say this last thing, because I used to say this in education. There's a lot of people in this world, DB, who wish they could have our bad day.
Yeah.
Think about that.
You know what? That is the truth.
I've been to a third world country 3 times. I'm telling you, there's a lot of people in this world who wish they could walk in our failed shoes that we had today. So that's why when I fail, you better find something to be thankful for and be humble, because that stuff can be taken away real quick. So when you fail, that's cool. That's fine. Move on from it, because there's a lot of people who wish they could be doing some of the things we're doing. So just stay grateful, baby. Stay grateful.
Stay grateful. I feel like, I feel like I could go run. I don't even like to run.
Let's go do it. Let's go run.
I feel the energy. Okay. So, but wait, before I ask you the last question. So let's just let everyone know though, you also, it's funny that you didn't want to write a big meaty book, but you clearly have read a lot of books because you have your master's degree.
Mhm.
So, but you're done with that. You're like, I've been there, done that. I'm going to write a book that's an easy read. And then you're doing pharmaceutical sales. You're an author. You own your own business. You do speaking engagements. And this website right here, roughpath.com, is where you, whoever's watching, can reach out to Jeremy to ask questions, to book him for an event, or to buy his book, or if they have questions about getting in touch with their faith and any questions about God, right? You're offering that too?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's awesome. So with that being said, let's ask Jeremy the question that Find It asks every guest, and that is this. Jeremy, in your life, what have you found that you can share with us to help us find it too?
Well, we talked about it a little bit earlier, and I said I will kind of wait to the end. Listen, people ask me, how in the world do you have all this energy, each and every day? First and foremost, it's the Lord. When I wake up, I'm so grateful to be able to encourage people. I want to be that portable energy charger that people plug into, that I can help and encourage other people, right, as I go along my way. So first and foremost, the Lord does it. I got beautiful wife, beautiful girl. Hopefully, Lord, win a beautiful son. So I got all the motivation that I need, and I'm so grateful. Grit. I spoke on grit one time, and I love that. I made an acronym about it. It's in my book. Go to roughpath.com. Get that book. Grit. Get resilient in turmoil. Grit. Grit, like grit your teeth.
Yep.
Get resilient in turmoil. First thing you got to get moving. You got to get resilient. Failure is going to happen. What do you got to get? You have to get resilient. When you fall down, when you mess up, when you don't do what you're supposed to do, get up. It's okay. There's a lot of people who mess up, but you can't look back. The front windshield is a lot bigger than the rear windshield. Everybody, you understand what that means?
Oh, yeah.
Get moving forward. Be resilient. It's going to happen. It's inevitable, but get moving, get resilient in turmoil. We're all going to have it. Have that same energy. Refocus. Realize what you got to do. Think outside the box. Too many people give up way too easily. If there's one thing I see in 2023, too many people give up. You get punched in the mouth, bang, and they just, oh gosh, I just got hit. No, man, get up. The Lord loves you. He wants to help you. John 3:16, we all know, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believe in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. If that right there does not challenge you to want to get up for what he's done for us, I don't know what will. Get resilient in turmoil. You can do that through him. He'll help you. If you don't understand some things in life, reach out to me at roughpath.com. You can email me. You can go on my social media, Jeremy Ruffin. You'll see me in a little tie, a little jacket or whatever.
Yeah, you look so nice.
Laughing at that picture. But I want to help you. I want to be that speaker that comes and encourages you. I want to be that person that listens to you and helps you, to point you to him, because he's helped me so much. I hope that was it, DB.
Oh, hey, Jeremy Ruffin for the win. So, but when people have all that exuberant personality, it's like you have like a little light shining on you, and you have energy. And do people ever ask you, Jeremy, do you have a bad day? But you obviously, in what you've just given us, all of these things that you've given us, and even talking about grit. So you've used these same tools in your tool belt for yourself, right? So, yes. I mean, no one has a perfect world every single day. So how do you handle, do you just pray about it and pray through it? And like you said, grit in the G, you get moving.
Yeah, that's great. Yes. First and foremost, I pray. I have people who encourage me. Yeah. I have people who uplift me. Yeah. My wife prays for me. She encourages me. I've got a core group of friends. You are who your friends are. But DB, let me tell you, I do not like to fail. Failure fuels me.
Yeah. Okay.
So when I fail, I get fueled to get focused and to do what I need to do. That's a good one right there. I like that. The 3 F's. I fail, and it fuels me to get focused. And you got to readjust. There's some things you can't do. You can't make no mistakes. I mean, you can't make excuses. You just got to look yourself in the mirror and say,
that's a little flip right there. You can't
yeah,
make
yeah. You can make, you're going to make some excuses. You're going to make some mistakes, but no, you better look in that mirror. Like Michael Jackson said, it's the man in the mirror. Look in that mirror and figure out, yo, bruh, that ain't it. Tighten up, get it right, and let's get moving. And I'm telling you, last thing, I can encourage other people. Hands down, I love to encourage people. But DB, I struggle to encourage myself sometimes.
Ooh.
So I've had to work on positive talking. I mean, praying to the Lord, hands down, no matter of fact. But you got to talk to yourself.
Yeah.
You got to encourage yourself in the Lord. You have to encourage yourself. I sat in my car for 30 minutes, 20, 30 minutes for that first time going to see a doctor for my job. DB, I talk to people all the time.
Yeah.
I can talk to a stranger, but I'm going to a new job to talk. I didn't know what to do. I had to encourage myself, and you can definitely do it. I'll help you. I'll encourage you. I can give you some tips and some tools that can help you. But I'm just grateful, DB, and I'm grateful for you allowing me to be here.
Oh, and I do. I love that. And I believe in that too. We talk negatively to ourselves, and we have to knock that off and be an encourager for our own self like we are for other people. And the other thing that I really enjoy is the fact that and we know this, but sometimes we forget and we need a reminder, is that we can encourage other people, but have your core group of people that love you, support you, and really want well for you, want everything good for you, to also lean on in times of need, so you can get that fuel from those people who love you. Because, you can pray and all of these things, but, we're human and we're going to have negative thoughts sometimes in hard times. And in those times, we should lean on the other people who can encourage us. I love what you've said. It's just really, really good stuff. Yeah. Really good stuff from the Ruff. Who let the dogs out? I don't know where my brain goes.
Yep.
But anyway, I loved having you on here, and anybody can contact you on the ticker. You'll see roughpath.com. And I appreciate you. So you know what? I feel like to end this, I just need to say, be a light for other people. Be kind to one another. Pray and have faith. And as Jeremy told us in the very beginning, trust. So stay with me, Jeremy. We'll see you in the green room here in a minute. And everyone listening, thank you so, so much. And we will see you again, same time next week. New guest. Don't forget to go find it. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
A great night.
That floats around me, keeping me